Hello everyone, it's Critical Rocket here with the next chassis variant video in the Raven. Now, my original video I believe was of the 4X, so this one is going to be the 2X, and the one after that's going to be the classic 3L. So the 2X, the main difference is that these were all captured models from the Fed Suns, after they'd invaded a lot of Capellan territory. Thus, they tried to make it a tougher version of the Raven, if that's possible. Basically, because the Federated Suns couldn't replicate the ECM technology, they had to find an alternate solution to make the mech viable, so they basically just dropped the electronic warfare gear and stuck a large laser on it and messed around with it in a few other places. So essentially it's a sort of Raven light. I don't think the Fed Suns used it very often. Now, MechWarrior, obviously, this means it's a variant that lacks the key point of the Raven in the game, which is ECM. But is it any good? In its stock variant, it's okay. A large laser, 2 mediums at SRM6 is a pretty damn good punch for a light mech. You can't really go wrong. Heat management is pretty decent. You can see that I fire the weapons, all the energy weapons, quite regularly, and I don't really ever overheat. And the Raven obviously works well with things like XL engines. It can mount Ferro if you really need to push absolute maximum armor on there. And obviously, this version doesn't come with jump jets, but the 4X does by comparison. So this one, I guess, is kind of a middle ground between the two. Lacks the ECM, has slightly better weaponry from the start. Obviously, that change gives it a few more hard points in the area of energy weapons. So it's a little more important for the point of those energy players out there who like to just obviously have like pulse lasers or being able to mount a bunch of mediums, that kind of thing. So it works well that way. I've always found the Raven to be an interesting mech. Originally, way back when it was terrible to fight against because of the hit registration, but these days it's not as threatening as it once was. I mean, if you come across a Hugin, it's going to screw you up. But these variants, I don't find the Raven to be all that deadly. It's best played, in my opinion, as a harasser or a support light unit that goes in behind heavier mechs, mediums and heavies, and tries to assist them by taking out weakened components on those mechs and trying to get a few sneaky kills. I don't know if I'd ever really use it to chase down light mechs. I don't really think it's a light hunter. I do think, much like the Panther, it's one of those lights that works best in the middle of a furball of mechs, and adds to the damage and takes down the bigger mechs a lot quicker. Obviously, it's highlights to the fact that it can mount all of its energy weapons quite high up, so it means you don't have to expose too much of the mech to fire. The downside is that the side torsos, despite the conical shape, is actually very easy to get blown off, and the number of times I think, there's no way they're going to hit my side torso, and I take side torso damage. Yeah, it happens quite a lot, unfortunately. So, just spoilers on this round. I don't win this one, so there'll be a bit of a jump to the end of scoreboard screen. But I think I survived long enough in this round, excuse me, to show off the Raven 2X. I think, as I said, I think it's a decent mech. You do have to be aware that obviously the weapons are in the arms on this variant. So, unlike the Cicada, which you generally can just use as kind of armoured damage sponges, you can't really do that with the Raven 2X, or not really the 3L either. The 4X is a bit better. You might want to switch out the missile pod, maybe take a Narc, or possibly something, I don't know, a little faster firing, maybe a Streak, or possibly even an LRM-5, just to give you something that you can add to the LRM flurry with. Outside of that, it's decent. Obviously, the 2X and the 4X are always going to struggle in comparison to the 3L, because the 3L is just a much more, desirable chassis, let's say. Although I don't necessarily think the 3L is a better combat unit, I think the 2X and the 4X do a better job at going toe-to-toe with mechs. The 3L obviously just has way more advantages in terms of being able to survive longer on the field because of that ECM capability, whereas the 2X, 4X can mount a bit more in the way of weaponry. It's always fun when someone chases you down and they get killed when they're trying to get the easy kill, and I think I'm about to get blown up, so yeah, there'll be a bit of a bit where I'm dead, and then we'll skip to the scoreboard. So yeah, that was that. So 2x is okay. Wouldn't recommend it over the 4x or the 3L. So yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that, and obviously keep your eye out for other Chassis Variant Series videos coming in the future. I mean, Critical Rocket. Have a good week, everybody.